like your dog.
guys. Trick or treat.
I like your dog.
You know what? This reminds me of something. Being fake, Halloween, you know, it can relate a lot to drum corps. In drum corps, you have an obligation, but you also have a real life. If you let your real life and your real emotions slip into drum corps, it could get pretty difficult. That's why for some people, they have to fake it. But how much do you need to fake it in drum corps?
I think we need to talk about it.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Welcome back to Zobcast.
So I know that was a video and it's really weird, all right? Just hear us out.
And I'm Bobby.
I love you so much. Can I have a hug?
Yeah, and I shared it too.
And I'm Zach. Bobby actually is on his game today. It's very, very, very surprising. Yeah, that video was probably weird. I think it was probably stuttering too. If it was bad, just say it.
It's because we did it like an hour ago.
Thanks, Bobby. I think you just spoiled the illusion. So, today's kind of interesting, right? This kind of topic is something that, if you don't really understand it, you might not fully believe. But I know for us, as individuals in the front ensemble,
Well, that's not gonna work.
it was definitely something that kind of that we had to deal with on a sort of regular basis, especially with everything that's been happening with this past season, like all the struggles that we had, right?
Why'd you stop talking?
Jesus.
For some reason, whenever I ask right, and it's like,
I wasn't
you know,
listening.
a rhetorical question,
No, I
right,
just said
Clark?
this. Zach, he asks rhetorical questions and then expects you to answer them. Like,
Yeah, he did that in one of the takes.
yeah,
Yeah.
He was like, right? And I was like, you're talking to a camera. The camera just grows him out. Yes.
Maybe it's just a way for me to think in between my speech.
Right?
Right, Bobby? Please say something.
And then I just go, yeah. You're like, that's not enough time.
So we're talking about faking it.
Bobby's the best wingman ever.
I know, right?
Yeah, sure.
All this silence.
I just wish the wingman would become an airplane sometimes.
What? Was that a joke? I didn't get it.
We're talking about faking it today, right? Whenever you have to fake it, it feels kind of bad. But what do we mean by faking it? What do you think that means, Bobby?
Faking it?
Yeah.
Faking it.
Acting, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's basically what actors do, right? People aren't designed to be uncomfortable, right? But it happens all the time. We always want to be comfortable in any situation, whether we're anxious somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether something is put on us that makes our lives difficult. We just want to find that comfort level, right? And we do things that are uncomfortable to hopefully make them comfortable someday. And that's kind of how drum corps is, at least when it starts. You know what I mean? It's never comfortable for anyone, even if you're like an 85-year vet. I'm just saying 85 years. I'm not making fun of anybody.
85 years. I don't think anyone's an 85 year vet.
Has drum corps been around for 85 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
you said 35?
Yes.
85.
It has.
No, I mean, it started in 35?
Because cadets is 34.
Yeah.
So it's been 85 at least.
Let's just not do math and hope
At least.
that hope that people agree with us.
Let me do the math. I'll do the math.
All right, you can
Not
do the
in wave,
math.
boys. Not in wave.
You do the stuff that no one can see, and I'll do the talking. You know, like the
Cool.
important stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. There was when it comes to me, like I can give some.
You said 85. It's been 83 years.
Told you it wasn't 85 years.
You keep shaking
Told
your,
you.
keychain. I think
If you've been thinking about drum corps for 85 years, then maybe.
Picking it up. Yeah.
I don't care if the
Why are you
viewers can
looking
hear
at
me.
me?
Because you're Clark and you're pretty.
Because we're leaning on you to start yelling
Lean
at
on me
Thanks,
when
Zach.
you're not strong.
Do you want to talk about your
I'll
recent
be
achievements?
Man, we suck at podcasts.
Okay.
And this is our what?
It's our what,
31st
31st
First
podcast?
podcast.
Just to say something, we did recently get an upgrade of equipment, and I can say that video that
It
we
doesn't
did,
work.
Not plugged in.
I can say that the video we did was kind of like a test of our equipment. You know what I mean? We also got someone new with us on the crew. Do you want to dip your head in? No. His name's Kevin. He has a
Camera.
What's your degree called? Interactive media degree. He comes from my college, and he's like really, really good with all this video stuff and stuff like
got
that.
some fly shoes.
He has really nice shoes.
They match your shirt pretty well.
Here, take off one of your shoes. I want to see. Give me one of your shoes. Dude, nice.
Don't break
That's a
them, Bobby.
nice shoe. I was gonna tell you that. I was gonna
They
tell you
look
that your
better
shoes
than
are really nice.
Clark's.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's gonna be helping us out with a lot of camera work now.
Those are cool each other.
So by next cast, hopefully we should get everything worked out, and we should have a stationary cam and an action cam.
And everything charged.
What about the vlog?
Oh my gosh, my shoe is famous.
Hi, Mom.
Yes, people are angry that I didn't release a vlog. I get it. Okay, the vlogs are coming.
Also, you
Just-
didn't do a highlight.
My man Alex, keeping
So-
this guy honest.
Faking it is something you do when you're uncomfortable, right? You put on a different front to try and make yourself not appear uncomfortable, right? Say you're going to ask someone out on a date.
You do those?
You
Do dates?
Well, okay, I really shouldn't be talking about this because I'm absolutely terrible at doing this. But if you're nervous asking someone out on a date,
I thought he was gonna bring me in this. I was like, oh no.
if you're nervous asking someone out on a date, you don't want to appear nervous, right? Sometimes I intentionally appear nervous, and I think that's where I screw up.
Why? Why
You're
would
just
you
like,
do that?
Because I want to be real with people. You know what I mean?
So you're faking being nervous?
I never
So
thought
then
of
you
it.
actually
He's
just-
faking on faking that he's being nervous.
So I'm double faking.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be more real, more real. Therefore, I double faked.
Exactly.
I did a double fake. All right, that makes a lot of sense. In drum corps, there was a lot of things that happened. If you saw our latest vlog, you saw how we didn't eat. We were tired, of course. A bunch of different things happened. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on our YouTube channel, check out the vlogs. Definitely check that out, and then you'll be able to kind of get an idea of what we went through this past C2 season. Nothing bad, but I mean we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Made a
Maybe
lot of
he'll
friends.
post the next one.
Maybe I'll post the next one. Maybe. I will post the next one. Can you lay off my butt, please?
No, it's my job. Because I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
Hey, I have that shirt.
I know,
I
right?
just realized I had that shirt.
I was given the shirt by my girlfriend.
Nice.
Thanks, Morgan.
Hey, Zach, you doing all right?
I'm doing okay. Psst.
You'll see this shirt in the vlogs.
Not getting angry. Don't worry.
We got yelled at for that.
No,
Or at least
What?
you got yelled
we
at
got a
for that.
we got a stern talking to.
Man, Lot Hype hates us.
What's he saying?
I don't know.
Every single cast, we get a call from Lot Hype, and they're always like, "You're fired," and then we have to talk them back into letting us keep doing it. No, that's not true. Lot Hype's
He said
awesome.
my shoes suck.
Who said that?
Rodhype.com.
What?
Duskashu.
That's who we're sponsored by, or whatever the word is.
Duskashu, you can too?
We're something by.
Yeah,
So
we're-
faking it.
We are their cast.
So faking it, right?
We are one of their casts.
So faking it, right?
This whole cast is faked. Let's be honest here.
Well, yeah, that's
All
the
of
whole
our
point.
casts are
Yeah,
faked.
the real hosts are Clark and Alex.
Yeah.
The ones that you
So-
can't see.
So faking it, huh?
You're supposed to keep a composure, right?
Yeah.
You're expected to.
Like when we're pissing Zach off by interrupting him all the time.
You're supposed to keep an exposure. You're supposed to be what you are to everyone at all times, right?
We aren't anything on this list.
Yes, that's very true. Today we are not composed, focused, or good at acting.
Or
Obviously.
exposed.
Oh, yeah, our exposures.
Oh my.
We make coffee runs before every cast. We're gonna stop making coffee runs before every cast.
You guys didn't have coffee.
We
Yeah.
didn't even have coffee, yeah.
Yeah, but didn't you have an energy drink?
Clark did have
I had
Kickstart.
two.
Yeah,
Hi,
he
Mom.
drove, by the way. So it's
Kevin,
your
help
fault.
me. Help me, Kevin.
I mean, I can.
I was really hoping you just put
The
your
only
headphones
way
in.
that you guys get on topic is with me if Clark.
I'm glad you said that because that actually brings me back on topic. How? Because I decided that we need to get back on topic. You have to keep a composure in drum corps, right? You have to keep a straight face. You have to have a smile if you don't play a horn.
A straight face.
You have to perform at all times. And if you can't do that, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah, then you're
You
not
know?
a member of the Zobcast. Because we're very bad at this. All right, so you've said composure like 3 times. Let's do
I
the
did.
second one.
Along with composure, you have focus, right? You need to stay stern and focused on the task at hand. If you don't, you're screwing it for everybody.
Yeah,
in the
and you're not
court.
going to get anything done.
Exactly.
Just like us.
Which are reasons why.
Thanks,
if-
Clark.
if you have real life things going on, you are going to need to fake it. And that's kind of just like the blatant truth that sits in front of you, right?
Mhm.
No one likes to fake, but you kind of have to. You don't have a choice. You have to be something that you're uncomfortable being, right? And that's how we're getting into here. But the question that I asked at the end of the video was, how much do you need to fake it? Right? How much faking it actually needs to be done? But first, let's talk about this. When is it okay to fake?
You know, when you don't know something or you're giving something new. When you're given something and you have to have it read from the box.
Mm-hmm.
You have to fake all the stuff, nail that, and then fake everything else, just so you can have this one new piece.
So,
You understand? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Like the brand new thing. You don't want to worry about stuff before or after it, just so you can nail this one thing.
Mm-hmm. Usually they say like not to do that though. They say don't prioritize a part. You know what I mean?
No, but when it's brand new and they add it to cover up something,
Oh, remember it beforehand.
yeah,
Right.
you don't want to like worry, like stress about this thing. So you want to lay back and let muscle memory take you.
Uh-huh.
So you're just kind of going, and then you focus super like zone in on this one piece.
Muscle
one
memory.
part.
Muscle memory is a thing about that I kind of want to talk about though. Like the whole thing with like I want to argue with you on that. They would always say that we shouldn't do muscle memory. You know what I mean? Like it should not like what you do should
That-
not be
I feel-
fully muscle
Personally,
memory.
I feel like that's situational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Because in a show, you're not really trying to focus 100%, in my opinion, because that means you're probably going to stress about a certain thing. So you just want to ride on the back, because like you want to relax.
Mm-hmm. I know what
can
you
stress.
mean.
You can stress in a lot all you want, but the
Mhm.
show you have to chill and relax.
Yeah.
Because you remember when you were playing clean, it felt super slow. You were just letting it happen.
I had to kind of think about it though. It wasn't just muscle memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you weren't like stressing about it. You weren't like, oh god, this is like really slow.
I think that's
You're like, oh, this
like,
is way fast.
There's 100% focus, and then there's 150% focus. Like I think focus is the thing you can overdo, right? Like percentages can get higher when it comes to focus. You know what I mean? Because if you overdo focus, then that starts happening. It starts happening where you stress out over the little things, right? And that is where it can kill you.
I'd say like the lower percentage where like muscle memory takes over is maybe like 80%.
80%?
80%. Because if it goes over, so like 150 is stressing over something. 100 is like you're focusing a little bit. 80% is like you're kind of just going through it and thinking very little.
I think it is actually kind of funny. It's the whole thing like I think we really like can't even help it. You know what I mean? I don't think you can actually be focused during a show or something like that. There's always going to be muscle memory happening, right? You know what I mean? Because I'll see myself focused in the action, right? But then when it comes to the show, I still feel like it was just like it just went by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, like the like time flies when you're having fun. Like you're focusing all that, like, and it feels like you just started and you just ended, and you get off and you watch the show again. You're like, that was 18 minutes, or however long the show is.
Yeah,
And you're like, wow, time flew. Where
I
where did the
wonder-
time go?
if your muscle memory, if you have muscle memory, right, I don't think muscle memory like really is affected by emotion if you can get it. You know what I mean? I don't think it can be affected by outside sources that would typically require you to fake it. Do you know what I mean?
No, you need to elaborate.
No?
You're confusing me.
So, say if I'm playing but I'm focused, right? But I'm allowing outside problems in my life to affect that focus, right? Therefore, I would need to start thinking about faking it, right? Do you think that if I have muscle memory, right? Like if I start initiating muscle memory, do you think I need to fake it less?
Faking out. If you're having muscle memory, then you're probably going to a state like a lulled state of where you're just focused on like that one thing you're doing. So you're not really thinking of anything else. You're just doing one thing.
Okay.
I feel like I'm just like looping back and forth over one thing.
This kind of like makes me think also about like you have muscle memory. Say,
So you know when you're playing and someone starts talking to you and you don't
Mhm.
hear anything they say?
yes.
Muscle memory. So you're really kind of just like noodling around.
I kind of know what you mean. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. The whole thing with muscle memory is you can. Do you think you can, if you have muscle memory and like if you're like proficiently like have really good muscle memory in a certain area, say like if you're a pianist and you are also trying to sing, right? And you learn a song to the point where it's in your muscle memory, does that make it easier for you to sing along with it? Or do you have to kind of like relearn it?
I feel like you have to relearn it a little bit.
Yeah, I feel
It's not like learning it the first time because you know a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to add something else to it.
Okay. So you're saying that like whenever you're in muscle memory mode, you're literally in like autopilot.
Yeah.
Right? And
Autopilot.
you can't really, nothing can affect you on the outside. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you necessarily don't have to fake it.
So you know when people like go on after a rep, like you're given a rep the first time and you don't like really hear it and you go on.
Yeah.
That's autopilot.
Okay.
Autopilot muscle memory. People get yelled at.
Yeah.
So you like that's why
Don't
we were
just
like
go through the motions.
That's a good way to put
Thanks.
it. Yeah, don't go through the motion. Going through the
No. Jim's musical about drumline. Don't you remember that? He like sang a whole Disney.
That is a
musical.
massive inside joke, my dude.
That's from like 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh man. We're friends?
No, we're not. Bye.
Clark quit again.
yeah, we didn't fire him this time.
So
The quitter get fired every cast.
let's talk about how we kind of need to like act, right? We're in the front ensemble. Let me say that again. We're front ensemble dudes. So there's some points where we literally need to be like actors when it comes to how we perform, right? Performance in marching, right? Whenever you're, say, a horn player, right? And you're trying to perform, there's always like visual stuff you can perform at, which is it's easy for you to distinct when to like really
Yeah, I
hammer
feel-
on performance.
I feel like it's more unfair because they have visual block where they just focus on that, and we just have cleaning and cleaning and cleaning
and
and
cleaning,
cleaning and cleaning. And cleaning.
There's nothing other than cleaning or
Yeah,
learning.
we just like touch on visual stuff, and then you kind of just have to overdo it by yourself, and that's where I think it's hard because I struggle with that stuff.
What, the visual stuff?
Yeah, visual stuff. Like playing, I can do. Visual stuff's a little harder.
It's
Alex is shaking his head because he knows I suck at doing that.
Because you got yelled at for that the entire time at United.
Did you just punch Clark?
Nope, that didn't happen.
I mean, I got better over
you're gonna
time.
get better, yes. But like literally,
They just had to word things differently to me.
Your only comments were about performance at United.
Yeah,
There was,
they
like,
were
maybe once or twice.
they were you're pretty, but you don't move. That's
Bobby,
basically
you
what
need
they said.
better faces.
For me, they come over. Your move, but you're not pretty. I'm like, oh, all right. Struggle more. That was what I always used to be told. Yeah, it's basically the same way as if you were an actor, right? For us, you literally have to act more than you normally would think you do. What's up, Clark?
I know I'm gonna mispronounce your name. Snehal says he has amnesia after every competition.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing
That's
that I'm thinking.
autopilot.
I yeah, for sure. Like I remember everything that happens before the show, and then it's like I remember getting on the field, and then it's like a blink.
I remember like certain things.
I'll remember if something was good, like if it literally made me like smile. Like
I
if
mean,
there was something really
there
clean.
are very few things that I focus on in the show because like they're the base things that I listen for. I look in, I listen, and that's basically it.
Yeah.
I look in and I listen, and I try to do everything that like someone else is doing.
I did notice that when you really perform, it really does feel like I can remember more. Because I think the performance is when I actually put in that extra 10% of focus dedicated to performance. You know what I mean? So there's the muscle memory, right? You remember you know how I talked about how like playing piano along with singing? Think of the singing as the performance. You know what I mean? It's like piano with singing or playing your instrument in drum corps along with the performance on top of that. I think that's kind of how I view it, right? So you might have to try harder and focus, right? But you still need to keep that composure. Like still need to be like calm and be like, this is my place.
Yeah,
This is where I am.
I didn't actually let it fart.
Okay.
It's just
I was
that's how
about to
I thought
say.
you'd always look like. When you
I don't want to
fart.
have to do another highlight, Bobby.
Hey.
Especially one where gas comes out of your butt. Like,
What?
Now we need to add bread and a guitar.
A guitar.
that's a bass, Bobby.
I forgot that was there.
I don't know how to play this though,
I do. I know how to play it.
and you can't really hear anything.
This is how Bobby derails the stream again.
I honestly forgot that was there. As soon as I said guitar, I knew the error of my ways.
I don't think you strum a bass.
You do. You can.
You pick at a bass.
So you can strum a bass.
You can strum.
Well,
Yeah. Well, you can do chords. Chords on a bass.
I don't think you typically always.
No, you don't.
You can do whatever you want in
Jesus.
music. Like we shouldn't even we shouldn't even distinct how to play an instrument. Like I'm sorry. Someone who is a bass player is literally going to yell at me if I say that you shouldn't do something. Like
I can play bass.
You can play bass?
I can literally play. I just said that.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even hear you.
I learned how to play a bass.
All right.
Strum
Then
me
I
a
guess
tune.
blow us
Pluck me a
away.
tune.
Dude, towards the mic though. Towards the mic.
That's like the basic like.
I haven't played bass in a while.
You can tell me you play bass and then just play like.
Three.
Literally, that's the like you guys put me so on the spot. That
Hey.
that's all I
Yeah,
can think
Hey.
of.
honestly.
You faked it.
You did.
Yeah!
You're right. He faked it. He faked his knowledge
Clark.
up to the point. That reminds me of one time where like I don't really practice guitar that much,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to fake it to someone to act like I did. Right? I picked up the guitar, put my fingers on 2 random frets, started strumming, and it sounded good. And I was like, don't act like you're surprised.
And then you
Fake it.
realized that you were actually playing a video of someone playing guitar in the background. And you were kind of just like airing it.
You're so good at killing my happy moments.
Yep.
You know that?
I broke it.
So when is faking it not okay? You know, there was something that I thought about. I did meet up with a couple people the other day, right? And these were people that I didn't actually know too well, right?
Mhm.
And they were like overly nice.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like to the point where it was just kind of like, you're being real nice to me. No one's actually this nice.
Yeah, 'cause
No
you're a
one.
Piece of.
Oh, thanks, Clark. I'm surprised you haven't sworn yet, so I'm happy.
I have. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I'm sure I told you to fuck off earlier.
At least you did now.
at least we got it out so that we know for sure that Clark has sworn this episode. Oh, something I do want people to do who watch this Zobcast, I want you to re-watch back.
I want
The,
you to
uh,
click off because we're not doing well. I'm just kidding. Please don't. Please don't.
Wow.
Wow.
I want you to
Wow, Alex.
rewatch back our Hopkins email post on Lot Hype and tell me how many times I said, you know what I mean? Because I literally said that, John, so many times.
John.
You know what my least favorite thing
Don't
is?
try.
You know what my
Don't
least favorite
try.
thing is?
What?
When someone asks a question when they're telling you a story. They go like blah blah blah, right?
Right?
Yeah, and
I
you're
say
like,
that all the time, though. And that's
I
like
know.
my rhetorical question.
and
I'm
then you
sorry.
just go, uh-huh. Yeah,
right?
it's the worst. You're like, am I right? I mean, I wouldn't know.
Think back to a situation,
Alex,
right?
you look so confused.
Think back to a situation when you met someone who you didn't know, so just to make like a good impression and to make them like feel good, like the
Like,
what's it called? Whenever you work at a store, it's like that fake happiness. You know what I mean? Someone comes in, they're a new customer, you're giving them money,
Check out.
No,
and they're
Hey,
like,
how you doing today?
I will totally communicate with you for as long as you want to.
it's not always the best thing.
That's the kind of fake I'm talking about. Like people are being fake nice.
Oh,
and
somebody's saying it's like,
Why is this $1 up? They told me it was this.
not
and
the
then you're like-
customer. Yeah.
and you're like, sorry, they may have made a mistake, and then the dude's like,
Hey!
Yes, they made a mistake.
I have a comment
Fix it.
What's up? What's up, dude?
from Zafiro. I'm so sorry. The entire show should be a performance. If the show is an angry one, be angry. If the sad, be sad.
I feel that.
I don't know what this one is though.
I feel
Oh,
that.
yeah. Which one?
Sometimes I like.
What?
Which one? What are you talking about? This is a confused show. Be confused.
I am confused.
Good.
This is just my face.
This is
I
a-
always look confused.
Didn't we do an episode on confusion?
No.
Did we do
No.
a session on confusion?
Every single episode we do is on
No.
confusion.
Are you cracking open a nice meal, Kevin?
Literally, Kevin's sitting right in front of the mic.
You know there's a mic right next to you, right?
Butt cheeks.
Butt cheeks.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much for that.
Dude, those the Mickey butt milk.
Oh,
Mickey
no.
milk. I can't even say it anymore.
Mickey
So-
Mouse.
So
Clubhouse.
McDonald's released these new chicken tenders. I don't know why we're talking about this.
It was funny. It was funny at the time.
It was so funny.
I said it like the third
say
try.
it, say it. So he looked at me and goes,
Mickey butt milk chicken titties or something like that. I don't know. Chicken tits. There we go.
"Chicken tits." Yeah.
Mickey butt milk chicken tits. And I was like, dude,
died
these are
laughing.
these.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard Bobby say.
And then I took a bite of a chicken tender, and you were like, "That was amazing. I have to take a picture of this now. Quote
Yeah.
you on this."
Follow me on Snapchat at Phil Collins III.
You don't
Is that
have
actually
to.
your Twitter?
That's my Snapchat.
Oh, your Snapchat? Okay. I was
Phil
like-
Collins the third is your Snapchat.
Our stream commander is literally dead right now.
That means I'm the new stream commander.
Oh no.
Yeah, I agree with the fact that a whole show should be a performance. But it still feels like it's autopilot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I feel like when I perform, it's different than when it's on autopilot. Because when it's on autopilot, I feel like I'm literally not performing.
Alex, I literally dropped this bottle on you from like this high, and I was just like,
That hurt so bad.
So say,
that was really loud. That was way louder than I
say
thought it'd
you're
be.
you're in an interview, right? And you have to prepare for this interview. You can't actually be yourself.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin. Let me finish my point. You don't want to be yourself too much. You kind of want to put a little bit of like personal show-offy professionalism, you know? If we were always professional in real life,
It'd be really boring.
it would be extremely
It'd
boring,
be so boring.
you know?
I wouldn't be here.
I kind of don't like how professionalism has to come before like making friendships. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So-
it literally does it for me.
Well, people,
I'm-
you go meet a new person and you always try to want to put your best foot forward, like,
I'll put my best forward back.
What?
I put my best forward back.
hashtag best forward back. Hashtag best forward back. Get that running. Get that running right
Also,
now.
the Clicks cast.
Oh yeah, the Flex cast. Flex cast.
The Clark cast.
What point are we even on? I don't even know.
Real world implications, I guess.
I guess.
Oh yeah, you're talking about being formal or business casual.
Yeah. Yeah,
Business
I feel like
casual. Come in with a Hawaiian
I
t-shirt
really
on,
wish that
no
people could
pants.
just be themselves more. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you meet someone, it's just like, "What's up?"
Hey,
That's weird. That is actually weird. Talking to people is weird. You know what I mean?
no, it's not. I do it on a daily basis.
Okay.
Oh, how do you do that?
So I talk to people on a daily basis.
Like, I have to
I
talk
think-
to be skating down Front Street, and I'm just like, oh, look, there
Ever
goes
got
someone I
a
should
date without
have a
talking
conversation
to
with.
another human?
I think
Some
Kevin and I
guys.
are literally polar opposites.
I've seen
So
that before.
everything I say, he literally has the exact right comeback to.
That is
I wish I had
I
that.
think we found the perfect camera guy.
okay.
Honestly.
I wish I could do that. I literally just get comments that, like at lunch when my friends come by, I'm just sitting at a table alone, watching Saw. Because it's October.
It's actually
That's probably why no one wants to sit with you.
Yeah, they're like this fucking weirdo is watching people die while he's eating. Like,
I was eating a sandwich at the time, yeah.
yeah, so it's like people's heads
This
get
guy-
ripped off. And we're like,
Like this really disgusting scene happened. I'm like, ugh.
Hey Eric, I need you to do me a favor. Set a timer for when we start being serious, but then when it gets derailed, stop the timer. I want to see how long we can be on topic
5 seconds.
Alright, when should I start?
when we start being serious.
so don't
All right.
say it out loud.
3, 2, 1, start it.
So here's the thing. There are some ways you can tell if people are faking.
Can you tell
Right.
me to fake
Me right now.
Are you faking,
it?
Kevin?
I have no idea.
0.39 seconds.
Come here, say that again.
7.39 seconds.
I'm proud. I am absolutely proud.
I literally had to look
we
away
hit the
from him.
7-second mark, and I am very surprised that
I
we
was just
even
like,
got that far.
I
There
was
there are many ways you can tell if someone's faking. A
Did
lot
you
of
start
it.
the timer again?
I did.
4.04.
Don't ask about the timer. Just think.
I wanted to make sure, you know.
Just gotta make sure, man. Just gotta make sure.
Murphy's doing cocaine again.
Oh my god.
I have a dog upstairs that keeps face planting into the ground because he doesn't know how to catch things, so we hear it upstairs.
So faking it.
So faking it, yeah. Ways to tell if someone is faking.
Like my girlfriend last night.
Oh my 5 seconds. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, so faking it.
How many seconds was that?
5 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think we should end this.
Yeah, probably.
I think a lot of it has to do with eyes. You can usually tell in someone's eyes if they're faking it, like if you're really focused. Stop looking at me, it's weird.
We got past 8.
We got past 8 seconds because like 4 of it was silence.
All right. Let's go for 10 seconds.
All right, we
So
gotta get
faking
10.
it.
Gotta get How are some ways that you can tell if someone's faking it? Do you ever like catch anything
I really just stare at somebody until they laugh
until they break,
or I break.
or you break? You'll probably break first, honestly.
Really?
I knowing you, yeah. Did we get derailed?
Yeah.
A little bit.
You just derailed yourself by saying, "Are we derailed?" You're like, "Oh my god, are we derailed?"
I mean, it's like all with posture because faking it is lying, right?
Mhm.
So, what are the signs of lying?
I'm actually going to use our section leader that we had last year for C2, Josh. I'm going to use him as an example. Josh,
2017.
Yeah.
I was like,
Josh.
I was
Joe?
the section leader last year.
Josh, if
Joe?
you're here, say hi. We love you. If you're not here, sorry. So
Sorry.
yeah, he had this kind of composure to him whenever he was in core, right? That was just like very proper. Like he's a very proper feller. You know what I mean?
And then he'll just say something
And there's
that's
a
so off.
there is a difference between him when he's in drum corps mode and him when he's not in drum corps
Yeah,
mode,
they're both weird in different ways.
right? And let's just go back to calling the drum corps mode faking it, right? Because you're kind of suppressing what's inside yourself that doesn't want to be suppressed. You know what I mean? Which is you, but you kind of have to. So he always had this composure to him that is very professional. If you ask him a question, he will give you a short statement that answers it perfectly. Unless Bobby's there, he'll come up with a way for it to be a little
even
simpler.
shorter.
Yeah.
There.
And he's always very high. He's tall. When he performs, he's like a snake. It's amazing.
You put a head cam on him. Couldn't see anything.
You wonder why I didn't use your head cam, Josh. It's
Those
just
are
all over
examples,
the
not
place.
derailed.
But yeah, still, his performance is great. And it's him in this drum corps kind of world that you can really see a huge difference in how he acts. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
Do you see like the
Yeah,
distinction?
performance Josh is different than bus Josh.
Yeah, for sure. Bus versus performance attitudes. So maybe it's not faking it. Maybe it's just performance attitudes, right? Do you think that might be it?
Might say that again.
Maybe it's not faking it.
Bus. Wait, what?
Maybe it's not faking it.
No, before that.
There's bus attitudes and there's performance attitude.
Oh yeah, by performance attitude, just kind of just like make it to the end.
I think performance attitude is like all around the concept.
Make
you know,
it,
like the huge.
and then bus
concept of-
just like, all right, I'm gonna like relax.
Yeah, bus attitude is like just chill out. That's actually a really good way to put it. That is a very. I really like that.
What?
Bus
Wow.
attitude versus performance attitude.
You're welcome, I guess.
I'm sorry. If I like something, I will make it very evident, and I think you know that.
Hey, I like you.
Thank you.
That's also why I'm single.
Oh, by the way,
Wow,
I don't think I
Zach,
ever
let's
introduced
throw that
myself to
in there.
Kevin.
What?
I don't think I ever introduced myself to Kevin. Hi, I'm Bobby.
Hey guys, guys.
I've been
What's
here
up, dude?
for
2.5
a long time.
minutes.
2.5 minutes. Ow.
I just realized.
You like that backhand high
Yeah.
five?
I was watching a show. It was the History Channel does its take on like Houdini, and it was a 2-part series, right? And basically the whole thing about Houdini is that when he came to terms with everything a magician does is fake, it was kind of difficult for
That
him.
had Adrian Brody in it.
Yeah.
Brody Quest.
Brody-
You seen Brody Quest?
Yeah.
What was that one? What was that one like small TV series? Like Behind the Mask or something.
Houdini behind the mask.
The magic.
Secrets Revealed. Yeah, yeah.
Secrets
Yeah, I
Revealed.
watched. That's on Netflix, or it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's good. Look that. But anyways, back to Houdini. It was so hard for him to come to terms with the fact that he had to kind of fake everything he does because it's a lie. Like that's what he felt it. That's what he felt it was like. At the end, when he's almost dead, someone talks to him and it like really gets to him. And it was like his doctor that was talking about how like he would always bring his family to Houdini's shows, right? And Houdini was like in bed dying from a failed appendix, right?
Because he got punched in
Yeah,
the
because he
chest.
wouldn't go to the hospital.
It was all a trick.
Yeah, he was
It was all
literally
a
it was
trick.
all, his entire life was the whole trick.
Yep.
He was dying, and he was saying how his life wasn't good. Like he was a fake his entire life, and the doctor told him basically like, how can you say that? You know, I brought my kids to come see you. You know, and you gave us that chance to have entertainment in a world of terrible things happening. You know.
Why is everyone laying
And
around?
he basically said everything that Houdini did was the realest it could possibly be for everyone.
Mhm.
What he did to those people was real.
Magic. Throws
So
dust.
if you feel yourself faking it, right? Just so you know, everything that you're doing is real. That's you. If you're faking it for performance, keep faking it because it's real. What you do is very real for the people you do it for.
This is deep.
This
This
is
has been your public service announcement.
By Zach, the philosophy PhD man. Psychology
yeah.
PhD man.
Philosophy.
Can
is
I
that
just
what you
comment
said?
that all of our behind the scenes crew is on the ground dead?
That's not
Except-
true.
like-
Kevin's not on the ground.
Literally, when I get like philosophical and like really really deep with everything I do, they just pass out. I should get a job as
Yeah,
like a
where's the meme
babysitter.
squad?
The meme squad?
Yeah.
I should be a babysitter for adults, just to put them to bed.
That's what creative mind's for.
Isn't that what the Zobcast is for?
Oh my.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a bug.
Swag.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you so much, Alex.
Hey, you got a message on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't even use Instagram. I don't know. I didn't know Instagram was even a thing.
I still use MySpace.
I can't
Do
believe.
you still use MySpace?
I do actually.
What? Do you like pick up pedophiles on there? Or like
No, I'm still trying to figure out a way to delete Tom.
How do you still use MySpace? Is that
I'm
even
surprised
like?
my account was still active?
Dang. Okay. Do you use MySpace?
No.
I'm just making sure that I'm not out of the loop. MySpace makes a huge comeback in 2020. Just watch.
No. AOL IM
So-
messages gonna make a big.
For the rest of the cast, we're gonna talk a little bit.
Friendster.
For the rest of the cast, we're gonna talk a little bit about us and how we kind of came into the drum corps scene and became who we are now. You know, everything that we kind of went through that made us the players we are, and the aspiring cadets for this upcoming audition season. So, do you want to start? Or would you like me to start?
You can start.
Of course, I can.
Because I have to remember.
Yeah, honestly, I remember. Like this goes back to like middle school,
Mm-hmm.
right? Can you guys like?
They're literally sharing moments on the ground. What?
Are you okay?
Did you take a picture of us?
I was gonna put in my story. Look at this picture of Eric.
Show it to the camera.
What? No, I don't want to do that. Get
Then
my
there-
Snapchat and then.
Get Clark's Snapchat. What's your Snapchat name?
Clark.
Chivalry Bear.
I don't want to disclose that. It's super cringy because I made
Wait.
it like in 11.
Chivalry Rabbit.
Chivalry
Stop!
Rabbit. Yeah, Chivalry Rabbit. Okay.
But I got this.
back in middle school, before I knew any of these plebs, right? I was there with a couple of friends who were like my best friends at that point, and we were literally just. I was a drummer percussionist, and that was very, very different from what I do now. And there were these people passing out. I think it was like my director that passed out these.
Just passing.
There were these people passing out. Yeah, just all over the place. Yeah, my director was passing out a paper that had like information for marching band on it, and I was like, marching band. I mean, I guess that'd be pretty cool.
Marching band.
And this was like 7th grade. I didn't know anything about marching band. The only time like I actually knew anything about marching band was like our marching band came over to the elementary school and did like a small show or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, whoa, they're really good. Oh my gosh. Because everything when you're young is absolutely amazing.
Not really.
Way to ruin it, Kevin.
Thank you.
Debbie Downer over there.
Yeah.
Like broccoli wasn't even a good
So
thing.
my friends and I decided.
Broccoli.
What are you
My
talking
friends and I
What?
decided
about?
to
Kid like broccoli.
go.
Dude, I love broccoli.
I did.
My friends and I decided to go and try out this marching band
every
thing.
day.
And it was pretty okay. We went to the drum line, right? And there was like a bunch of boosh 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 and and it was really cool. And we were like, whoa! But then we were like, let's check out the pit. So we went over to check out the
That
pit,
sounds like it stinks.
and we thought it was gonna be way more fun.
Oh
right?
my god.
Like we were there, and we were like, dude, this is fun. Really, I think what it was like, hey, this is gonna be easier. Let's do this instead. Luckily, we were given the option. You know what I mean? So we were like, dude, yeah, this is gonna be so easy. Let's do front ensemble. And we were like, yeah, dude, that's great. And then I for sure like signed up everywhere. Everything was good to go. I was ready to have an awesome marching season. And then both of those friends that I had left.
Died.
Yeah, they died. No, they left right after, like, I think it was like mini band camp or something like that.
Sorry.
Or no, it wasn't even mini band camp yet. It was literally like
Kevin.
right as the season started. Literally like right as the season started, they were gone, just out of here. And I was kind of just like, okay. Didn't know anyone. I was literally walking into this activity without anyone. And that was scary. That was like the first scary moment that I've had. And I kind of had, I really struggled because socially I was not socially built at this point. And I was just kind of crazy and all over the place. And all of the higher ups, I'll call them all of the, the upperclassmen always looked at me like
The
I was,
higher ups?
Yeah. I don't know the word. All of the upperclassmen always looked at me like I was just a dumb freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I mean,
Because
that's
I
what
was,
they are.
yeah. I was literally dumb freshman. They put me on xylophone, though.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy.
marching
Just
band.
dramatically
It is
paused
marching
for another
band.
2
It's
hours.
marching band. It's
marching
Like, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, they put me on xylophone. And it was hard stuff. And I was like, all right, this is cool. And then I made a new friend there. And he was pretty cool. But the only reason why we kind of like were friends was because we both kind of didn't like the activity. We thought it was like weird and we weren't accustomed to it. And we were kind of like trying to find ways to quit. That was literally my first year. I was trying to find ways to quit. Yeah. And then there was one day, literally, when a van rolled up to the band doors that we were practicing inside of. He jumped in the van and the van left. Never saw him again.
Wait, was that Paco for...
That was Paco.
Right.
Yeah, that was Paco. Yeah.
It wasn't his actual name, obviously.
It was not that. Yeah, that's just kind of like
Rhino.
Shut up, how'd you know that?
You told me.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Clark's
I was
name-
Like, holy crap.
Clark's name was Rhino. Clark, you want to show them why your name was Rhino?
Because, no, that's not why. Don't make fun of my nose, you... It was because there was another kid named Ryan, and they were like, Rhino. And then Tom Lamb started calling me that.
That's totally why. That's totally 100% why. It's not Clark's
The
nose.
nose joke wasn't even there yet. That was like 11th grade when the nose joke happened.
Oh my god, you don't even get me.
Yeah, jeez.
Are you playing Fallout Shelter?
No.
Okay. So I lost literally.
That sounds so distant.
What are you laughing at?
This is my.
We can't have the situational laughter, guys.
What are you laughing
Stop
at?
it.
We got this. We got this. Keep talking.
That's a great way to continue a
Keep
podcast.
talking.
Keep talking.
Keep going.
Wow. Really, Bobby?
Keep
Didn't
going.
think that's what we needed to continue the show.
No, really? No way. Wow, there's a lot of situational laughter going on.
Too much situational laughter.
All right, here we go. Zach's story.
Yeah, he was up and gone, and I was kind of sad because he was the only person I could talk to, and now I was trying to find any way to quit. So literally what it was I had to play synthesizer for part of the show along with Xylo, and this was I was practicing on a broken keyboard until we got an actual motif. Once we did get the motif, you found out that I actually didn't know my parts at all. And I still, to this day, like, feel bad about that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's kind of weird because I was in 7th grade. I was really young. A lot was expected of me. And no one has ever checked up to see if I was actually getting my parts right. So it's kind of no wonder I wasn't really proficient with them because I wasn't getting critiqued at all. And at a point where I really kind of needed to get critiqued, you know? But I was literally yelled at. And I was people made me feel really bad. Like our director made me feel extremely bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so bad to the point where I just straight up left before our first show. Like literally it was our home show, which was our first show, wasn't it? Or was it for, it was for our sister school. It was their home show.
Yeah, because they're always like, let's just perform in like August. So it's like, we literally don't have part of our show learned.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was yeah, it was definitely Red Lion.
Yeah,
whatever
for
it was.
sure. So I left before that show. So my first competition ever, I wasn't at, and that's kind of
Not
crazy.
Dedicated. I'm
That's
kidding.
kind of crazy for me. And I was
Now
literally,
you're a world champion.
I was literally like, yeah, I'm definitely quitting, and I'm never doing this crap again because
yeah,
I
but
hate
then
this.
next year you met me.
I didn't get there yet, dude.
Oh, sorry.
My parents kind of forced me
Spoiler.
to go back, and then we had like a huge talk with the percussion directors and stuff like that, and there are people who apologized and stuff. And I started to learn my parts really well, and they were watered down, of course. But like,
Our first movement was water.
way to make that connection, Clark. Our first movement in that show was water. Great. All right. Clap, clap, clap. Who cares?
Moving on.
Yeah. So I had a pretty decent year, right? I started to kind of understand it, and then I started to miss it. And then when I started missing it, that's when I realized that I actually really, really loved it. So when it got to my second year, we had not enough people in the percussion section. So what we had to do was we had to have a full pit instead of a pit and a battery. If you're confused about that, we can debate about this on another cast at some point, because the way we were always told, always taught in our organizations was that if there is not enough people for a battery, you need to have a pit. Pit is more important in that aspect than battery. They're both equally important, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to the decision of either having a pit or a battery, you should probably have a pit.
Yeah, I know exactly how to argue with this because I feel like the pit always sets the tone of the show, and then the brass tells the story.
I feel that, yeah. I feel it's a really good way to do it.
Because people would always argue like, "Oh, pit's useless."
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like,
and in a
I'm like,
small-
we're honestly setting the tone for you.
That's very true. We're the last thing that touches the sound coming to the audience before it hits them. We are the last layer of all of the music that everyone hears. We're literally the finishing touch. That's literally what the pit is for. You know what I mean? The pit is for covering things.
Also,
you know what I mean?
in a small band, a battery can just overwhelm a very small band.
That's another. Yeah, that's actually, I think, the biggest reason why.
We had like 30 kids in our band.
So on top of it being like a building year for our school, it was a great year and really fun, and I actually got to meet everyone in the battery, and that's when I made friends with Clark. This is back in like
Worst moment
freshman
of your
year.
life.
Yeah.
Look where we are now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Fuck off.
I can't believe I keep Clark this long. Like, I remember the first day I saw him, and I
You
was
missed
like,
me, you-
man, I'm going to throw this kid out. This kid is not going to be in my life.
Yeah, fuck off.
We bonded over a Minecraft joke.
Oh yeah, the mossy cobblestone.
Yeah, that just
we
shows-
we were such cringy children.
We were cringy
We
children.
still are, but like
That is the truest statement I think I've heard. I was a cringy child along with Clark. So a year went by, and then I started marching battery percussion. So I went from synth xylo to vibraphone, kind of marimba, and then to marching percussion. And I picked up bass drum, and I played bass drum. It was me, Clark, and a few other friends.
ah yeah.
And he was bass 5, I was bass 2 at the time. And it was, wait, we had 4 basses.
Yeah, we only 4.
He was bass 4, I was bass
Well,
2.
I played on bass 5.
Yeah,
Still base 4.
We went
It's still
1,
bass 4.
2, 4, 5.
That's not how it works, Clark.
That's how we marched though. We didn't use our bass
You just
3.
use bigger drums.
They're drum sizes.
Yeah, I know.
But if it's only 4, then you number them 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but originally I was bass 5.
You know
Shut
what?
up!
I'm gonna pee in a sock if you don't stop talking.
Remember? I never mind.
R.I.P. that sock.
We had
Back to the story.
We had 4
for the first
basses,
part of the
and
season,
we
we
marched
had a 1,
bass.
2,
And then
3, 4,
my
5,
last year
4,
marching, I
4.
marched tenor.
So,
And the year after that, I played marimba because my marimba skills were really improving because I was taking piano lessons along with percussion lessons. And they kind of like meshed together throughout like orchestral stuff that I'd play.
You have like
So-
6 minutes left. You're taking forever. No one's ever gonna know about me.
So in the end, I got on marimba and then I started doing drum corps.
he breaks longboard.
Shut up, Clark.
Can we talk about that, please? So if you saw the video at the beginning, if you didn't see the video at the beginning, you can just wait until this cast is not being live anymore, and then go and watch that video
Clark,
because
just go get your board.
While we
I'm
were-
pretty sure it's still in the yard.
while we were planning that
Okay.
scene, Bobby broke Clark's longboard. It was the saddest thing because I was talking to Clark about what he was supposed to do. All of a sudden you hear, and he goes,
I was just standing on his board, not even like in a bad spot. I was just standing on the trucks, which is the most sturdy part, and it just shattered.
it's so sad.
Some weight, Bobby.
It is the saddest thing.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I'm trying, okay? My friends keep inviting me to dinner, and I can't say no.
Yes, you can.
feeding you pizza.
It's not in my
saddest thing in the
vocabulary.
world. It's so sad.
So yeah, I got into drum corps because my friend was like, "Hey, you want to go to auditions with me?"
Really? That's Eric. You got me in drum corps.
What?
You didn't know that?
You got me into drum corps.
I'm actually a saxophone player.
Are you
I'm
really?
actually I'm a saxophone player.
He is.
Zach,
And then I played pit.
you got me.
I played the whole
But
pit
you
in
got me in the drum corps.
my 8th grade year of high school or
Just
middle
wait.
school. The 8th grade year of high school.
You.
My 8th grade year of middle school, I started marching band and I played rack.
Yeah!
And they didn't teach me anything. They didn't teach me anything in rack. And then I played vibe.
That's the part you don't get taught.
Then I played vibe my freshman year, and then I played marimba every other year after that.
What's up with saxophones and being in the in like the pit battery for some reason?
Saxophones being in the pit battery.
Yeah,
Is that a thing? Is that
happened
common?
to us.
Battery pit?
Remember when our 11th grade year when Eric was playing bass drum, so was that one other guy who plays saxophone now.
Eric plays saxophone, doesn't he? Wait, I'm
What?
so
mind, just move
confused.
Then-
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking
Then
about.
in 2014, I marched mini corps, which was named Thunder Brigade. Yeah. And then
Alright, what actually is mini core?
it's just drum DCA but small. It's literally like less than 50 members.
Okay.
It's like a really small like thing.
So you got in the mini core.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
did mini corps, and then I went to C2
Mhm.
in 2015. I played vibe.
The only original vibe player.
Yeah, and I was the only one that stayed. Everyone else was just a call. Like, hey, can you play for us?
All the other vibes left.
Yeah, everyone quit, and I had a band. I had a thing to do with band for my high school, so I was late, and everyone was like, "Oh no, did he quit?" And I
remember
came
that
back
day.
at lunch, and everyone was like, "Hey,
I remember
you're
that
back!" And I was like, "Guys, I just had a band thing. I came in like black, whatever."
So you were like Jesus. You
Yeah.
come in as Jesus.
I
just
came
walk in
back, and
just
I go,
Pretty sure Jesus came back in white.
He does look like Jesus, kind of. If you grew out your hair and straighten it, You'd look like Jesus.
You're literally just telling a lie.
It's literally straight right now because I was wearing a hat this whole day.
Put your hat back on, please.
I will.
Please put your hat back
It
on.
looks so bad.
Hey, I want to thank you guys so much for sticking around for the Zobcast. I know we tried something new earlier today. You can give us
If you like it, tell us to do more, and we'll try to do it not an hour before our cast.
I hope you liked Zach's full story and then my abridged version because he took up the whole time.
I do that. You know I do that. I'm sorry. I talk too much. I just want to let you guys know that you can also find our podcast up on what's known as lothype.com. We're on Lot Hype Radio. If you go on lothype.com and you go on that tab where it says Lot Hype Radio, you can go and click on us and you can see all of our recent drum corps stuff.
You can also find us on iTunes
and Google Play.
Are we?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
on iTunes
Play.
and Google Play.
Through
Wow.
Lot Hype. Through Lot.
I've
It's through
actually-
Lot Hype.
When we join Lot Hype.
Oh, cool. We don't have to do that. They do that? No, thanks, Lot Hype.
Yeah, thanks again to Lot Hype. If you don't know who they are, definitely go check them out at lothype.com and check out their Facebook page. There's also something on lothype.com. It's called Stop Clapping.
I can't find it.
It's called Pay What You Can. Basically, what it is if you enjoy these podcasts, if you enjoy all the videos Lot Hype provides, if you just enjoy Lot Hype, period, definitely check out the Pay What You Can section. And it helps us out by allowing you, it gives you the option to donate a little money if you really want to help content supporters like us stay alive.
We need it.
That being said, don't have to, but just
You
know
have
that
to.
if you do, it's extremely appreciated, and it helps
I'll
us out so
appreciate
much. Thank you guys so much for sticking around again, and see you next time.
Oh, yeah!